All right, so guys, in this video, I want to talk to you, this section even, I want to talk about the content flow. So you have three different objectives on social media. The first one is you want to grow. Second one is you want to nurture. Third one is you want to convert. And that's in that order as well. Number 1, number 2, number 3. That's what you want to do. You want to grow your following. You want to nurture the followers that you have. And then you want to convert those followers into sales or team members or raving fans. If you want to make sales, you want to convert them into sales. If you want to build a team, you want to build them into team members. If you want to build a brand, you want to convert them into raving fans. A raving fan is someone who tells other people to follow you, whether you incentivize them or not. Now, let's put some kind of, not criteria here, but you'll know what I mean, right? And I want you guys to let me know as well, if you don't have many followers and your followers aren't increasing at all, you need to live in the grow situation. And if that's you, drop a 1 in the chat, okay? There's a lot of 1s. 1 is the most popular place to be, right? If you have a bunch of followers, but you don't tend to have many conversations with them, or you don't get much engagement from them, then you be a number 2. You'd be a number 2. Right? There's a load of number 2s here. So you have the followers, you're growing your followers, but you don't get too much engagement. Now, if you have the followers, you have the engagement, but you're not really making sales or signups or raving fans from it, then you're a number 3. Okay? That's what I want you to identify. Are you a 1, are you a 2, or are you a 3? Because you need to kind of go through each step to advance. It's like a ladder, right? You don't just jump up to the 3rd step. You go up the first one, the second one, the third one, okay? And in other words, by the way, this is building the know. People have got to know you, so you grow. People have got to like or love you. I'd say love more than like in order to nurture. And then before someone buys from you, they want to trust you, okay? So grow, nurture, convert is know, like, trust. That's what this process is all about. So let's imagine it's like a funnel, right? We got grow, we got nurture, we got convert, something like that, right? Grow, nurture, convert. So when it comes to growing, you want to focus on lives, reels, and group posts. Let's write them here. Lives on Facebook, Instagram. Well, lives on Facebook will help you grow. Lives on Instagram won't really help you grow because the only people who are seeing that are followers. So lives on Facebook. We got reels on all platforms. And we've got Facebook groups. Okay? And tomorrow, I'll show you more about what you can do when it comes to you actually taking action to make this happen. Okay? Now, to nurture, we have stories, because stories will not help you grow. They'll help you nurture. We have lives on Instagram. We have posts. We have reels as well. Right? Posts can be here as well. It's just got to be very strategic in what you're doing. The carousels, shareable posts. Because if you post a photo of you on the beach, people aren't really sharing that. And if someone's sharing a photo of you and your family on holiday with their friends, bit weird. Okay? So reels on all platforms are absolutely great. Lives on Facebook are amazing. Facebook groups are great, but it just requires a certain type of person, or not certain type of person, a certain interest base. And then posts, carousels are really good, but it requires you to be pretty good on Canva. Okay. Now, to nurture, stories are behind the scenes, lives on Instagram to get to know you, so your friends and your followers can actually get to know your personality, posts about lifestyle, reels of value, okay? And then to convert, we're going to use a messenger and stories. The messenger and stories. The money is in the messenger. The money is in the messenger. So I mentioned the hack that we kind of come up with Obada that I've now noticed a lot of people are starting to use, which is very, it's fun to see it since we kind of like come up with this strategy. When you make a post on Facebook or Instagram, and by the way, the two platforms that I'm focusing on here are Facebook and Instagram, but the fundamentals, what we talk about here, will work on all the platforms. LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube. There's just obviously some small tweaks, like some of the platforms like YouTube doesn't have a messenger. So it changes a little bit, but the fundamental is what I'm talking about here. So once you've made a post on, let me show you it live. Let me show you it live. Let me do this. Boom, boom. Where are you, phone screen? There we go. Okay, so let's say I have made a post and it's addressing the pains of my future team members. I've done a hook story offer, and it's this one. Once I've made the post, I'm going to click the paper airplane or the share button if it's on Facebook. And I'm not going to share it to my story. I'm going to share it to some people. Now, if I want, I can search for their names, or I can just go Tony, Larry, Corbin, Brian, Woody, Marco, James, Simon, Jenna, and Bianca. And I can write a message. Hey, legend. Hope you're doing great. Created this piece of content. Let me know if it helps. Let me know if you find it valuable. And then it says send separately. So what this means is when I send that message, each Tony, Larry, Corbin, Brian, Woody, Marco, James, Simon, Jenna, and Bianca are all going to get that reel sent in their inbox with the message that I've written. Hey, legend, I've just created this new reel. I hope you find it valuable. Let me know if I can help in any other way. So at bare minimum, they're going to watch it. Bare minimum, they're going to watch it. Now, if they share it, great. If they tell a friend, great. If they reply to me, great. But it's a way to increase your viewership instead of praying to Mr. and Mrs. Universe for the algorithm to do you a favor. So, we need to use hook story offer here to grow. If you're not growing, it's because you're not clear on who you want to help, what your outcome is, and you're not leveraging pains. That is the solution to growing. So if you're in the first phase, then optimize your bio like we talked about yesterday. If you haven't done that already, then what are you waiting for? You shouldn't be watching this video if you haven't done it already. Otherwise, you're not executing and then you won't win. You've decided, you've committed to the decision, and you're not executing. Sorry, means you won't win. Straight talk, real talk. Okay? So growth is who do you want to help? What's the outcome, sales, team, or brand? And then what are the pains of those people? And then you will create lives on Facebook or reels on Instagram, Facebook, or post in Facebook groups or carousel posts on Instagram, all based with the hook, the story, the offer on the pain of the who you want to help. I know there's a lot of moving parts there, but it becomes very clear when you put it all together. Now, when your Instagram, your Facebook is starting to grow, right? And when I mean Facebook groups, I'll talk more about it tomorrow in the next section, sorry. But that's leveraging other people's Facebook groups. You don't have to create your own. And a carousel is a series of up to, I think, 20 photos you can have now. I feel a sneeze. Sorry, guys. Bless me there. So once your following is starting to grow, thanks, guys, then you now need to nurture. And this is the main part about nurturing is so that people can see that you're doing the same thing for a long time, to show your lifestyle, and show the behind the scenes, show behind the scenes. People need to know you. And this is why lives on Facebook and Instagram, really. This is why lives are super important. Don't worry about the number of people who view it. Don't worry about the people who are watching. It's just very important that people can get to know the real you. And the best thing for you to do is what I call I'm not going to write it down there because it's just weird to write it down, is a vulnerability post. I'll tell you a real quick story. So I was doing the Tuesday Night Lives, and I was hit massively because I was growing and everyone was starting to follow me and it was blowing up. I got hit with a massive wave of hate. One group of leaders, they call themselves leaders, but they clearly weren't, in one company, who their team were all coming to me for help and they were growing as a result. They decided that we want to take this guy's power away. So they started making up the most ridiculous rumors, and it really hurt me because I don't mind you saying certain stuff, but don't lie to make me look bad, especially when I'm doing this to help people. So anyway, I just got really emotional. I was with him. I was living at my grandmother's house at the time. My nan is now 94. She's amazing. I lived there for a little bit. And I said to her, I'm going to go get some milk. I needed to just get out. So I got in the car. I drove to Tesco's, the supermarket. There are other supermarkets available, but that was the one that I went to. And I was in the car park. I went and got the milk. And then I went live. I think it was on a Wednesday or a Monday. I don't think it was a Tuesday. Or it might have been a Tuesday, but it wasn't at 9 o'clock. It was at 6 o'clock. And I started telling the story, and I just burst into tears. It was not planned. I had not arranged to cry. I had not got the pepper spray in my eyes, but I just couldn't. I was holding it in big time. Right? I was holding it in big time. I didn't want to cry. I didn't want to let my emotions overflow. And I just thought, you know what? Screw it. These guys who are watching appreciate the value. And I just burst into tears. And once I finished the live, I had this little bottle of water that I was drinking just to kind of give me some peace. And the numbers on the live were insane. But after it, I got 1,300 personal messages in 72 hours. 1,300 messages in 72 hours from people saying, we appreciate you and we're so grateful for you. Keep going. We can't imagine what it would be like without you being here. How can people say that and do that? We've got your back. Let's name and shame them. Let's put them on a wall of shame. Let's go after them. Two can play that game. Boom, 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 boom. And it was at that moment where I realized vulnerability is your biggest superpower on social media. It was not planned. I didn't do it on purpose. It just happened. And that was when I realized that if you want people to truly like you and love you, you've got to be real. You've got to be relatable. You've got to be raw. You've got to tell your version of what it is, whether you believe people will like you for it or not. Just be true to yourself, be real, use the language that you want to use, say what you want to say, show the emotion that you want to show, as long as you don't do it on purpose. I'm going to cry on this live just to get some likes. No, that's not allowed. That's banned, in my opinion. Yeah, transparent, right? Transparent, be open, be transparent, be honest, always. And that's the key to nurturing. It's helping, it's giving enough value, but it's doing it knowing that when you go in your stories, you're not going to grow your following. Your goal is to nurture. When you make posts that aren't video based, they're like photos and stuff, that's to show your lifestyle. And always, always, always share the struggle before any success. Wow, I can't spell. Any success. Always share the struggle before any success. Because if you go on and do a post and say, hey guys, look at my red Ferrari, I've crushed it, haven't I? People are like, ugh, this guy. But if you share the struggle of if you tell the story of I never believed that this day would come true. I always looked at the posters of the red Ferrari and thought, wow, it must be so cool to be that one of those people who can afford a car like that. I used to always say, like, I would never buy a car like that. It's so expensive. You can get from A to B with other cars. Relatable. But I made a decision. I committed to the decision. I've taken action over the last 22 years, 17 years, 12 years, 6 months. And the day has come where I'm going to pick up my red Ferrari. I can't wait to show my mum and dad. That's different. If I can do it, so can you. That's different. That's why you always, whenever you've got a success story, share the struggle before the success, because people will relate to the struggle and they'll be inspired that you've overcome the struggle. That's how you nurture people. You nurture people by showing the progression. You nurture people by being vulnerable. You nurture people by being honest, transparent, real, raw. And you nurture people through your stories, posts, reels when you want to share like a life lesson. It doesn't have to be value around certain things. It's just like a life lesson or a story. And then regular lives, once a week should be the standard. Just the first one's going to be terrible. You're going to be horrendous the first one you do it, the first time. But when everyone else is focusing on A, go do B. When everyone else is talking about reels, go do lives. When everyone else is saying you've got to crush it in your stories, go sell on reels, right? When everyone else is doing one thing, go and be the difference maker, right? You'll stand out when there's a small number of people doing a certain thing. And then converting. Trust is created, and I have a formula, very simple, write it down. I'm not going to write it on here. In fact, I kind of will. T plus T equals T. Sorry. It's, yeah, that's weird. Truth plus time equals trust. Truth plus time equals trust. Truth plus time equals trust. If you tell the truth for a long period of time, people will trust you. Now, if you're like me, I'll trust you after about 3.5 seconds. I trust people super quick. Anyone else out there? Like, hey, yeah, nice to meet you. Here's my passport. I'll be back in a minute. Like, that's me. I put too much trust into people. Some people have been screwed over in their life, so they'll take them a long time to trust you. I can't tell you how long it will take, because different people have had different trauma, different situations. They've been screwed over in relationships, screwed over in business, screwed over in life. Different people hate them. Their best friend ran off with their partner, whatever it might be. And it takes time to build the trust with a lot of people. Some people a short amount of time, some people a lot. How do you build that trust? You freaking help people. Prove to people that you can help them even before they've joined or they've bought. How? Messenger. In the messenger. In stories. Give tips. Give tricks. Make it easy, saying, hey, if I can help you, message me in the stories. Hey, if you're watching this video and you're struggling with the wrinkles and it's getting you down, message me. I'd love to help you. No strings attached. Let's say you want to help people with travel. Hey, if you're sick and tired of paying all this ridiculous amounts of money for all these overpriced hotels at the moment, I can help you. Message me. I'll help you for free. No strings attached. So make sure people know that you're approachable and your inbox is open and you'll always help them, and never have the attitude of, oh no, I'm not going to help you until you join. Worst attitude ever. Because the more you help people before they join, the better. The universe is, my friend calls it karma capital. I love it. He says, he always says to me, he says, Fraser, are you building your karma capital? And for those of you who don't understand what I mean by that, because it's a new terminology for a lot of people, because, you know, it's he told me it maybe 10 years ago and I've been putting it into practice. Karma capital is the amount of karma you're building up over time by being a good human being. You help 10 people, you're like, I've not got anything back in return. Oh, you're going to get 10x back in the return one day in the future. So that is how you grow. So if you're in the nurture phase, what can you do in your content to be able to get people to like you? Be real, be raw, be transparent, be vulnerable. You probably haven't shared any vulnerability. You need to share vulnerability. You need to share the struggle and the success before the success. You need to share the story of progression. Go and show the before and afters of who you used to be and where you are today. A series of stories or a carousel post of photos of when you first got started and what it was like and now who you are. And if you are growing and you are nurturing but you're not converting, then you need to have more conversations in the messenger, help more people, and make it easier for people to reach out to you through the stories. Okay, so next session, I want to talk very quickly about like an idea of a content calendar that can help you best. There's 2-ish different ways to make that happen.